And here comes performance anxiety. Hello. 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 Oh, it's actually working, huh? Well. Hi. It's been a while. It's actually been more than half a year since I streamed. Especially this game. And this one's really special. It came to me at several points in time of my life, and today I got reminded of its existence again, and I thought that maybe I should pick it up again, give it another chance. That's what I'm doing. So everyone, welcome. Hope you enjoy the stream. I'll probably be doing stupid voices during the stream a lot. Hopefully I'll be doing that. Hopefully what my hopes are for this stream is I'll just let myself perform without reservations and fear. To express myself and to be mindful of my own body and my bodily sensations, of tensions in the body and breathing, especially be mindful of breathing. So without further ado, let's get into the game, shall we? Okay, let's go, continue. I don't remember how to play this game. Last time I played it, it was in February 2022, huh? Talk about some ominous thing. Okay. The Runaway Room, The Adventure, Episode 3.
Glancing over my records of the late last century, I am faced by the events of a certain bitter winter. A murder in a carriage as it sped through dense London fog in the dead of night. Though the victim and the perpetrator were the only ones inside, there were multiple witnesses to the crime itself. However, none could have imagined at the time that such a seemingly obvious case as this would end in such a horrendous manner. My friend, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, once said of the incident,
I believe that perhaps that case was indeed
the prelude. The beginning of a long concerto that impressive Japanese student and I were to play together.
Amazing. Is this really just a railway station?
Railway station or not, I've never seen such an enormous building before.
And look at all the steam locomotives. This country is incredible.
Dreaming.
So this is the capital of Great Britain.
So, where to?
Oh, hello.
Climb aboard. I'll take you wherever you want to go.
In that case, the Supreme Court in Whitehall, if you wouldn't mind.
My pleasure. I suppose you're visiting students from abroad, eh?
Yes.
Thought so. Well then, I hope you enjoy your stay.
Oh, hope he doesn't scam them.
Welcome.
It would be a real shame if he
Great
Scams.
Britain's mighty capital.
Scams poor
London.
student. From a faraway land. Why am I thinking about it? February, 9:21 a.m. British Supreme Court, Lord Chief Justice Office. Okay. Susato. What an incredible place! It's so imposing. It's almost suffocating. Ryunosuke, this place is breathtaking. It looks like a fortress. There are some stone buildings like this in Japan now, of course, but they only been built a few short decades since we opened the borders to the outside world. An authentic example like this has quite a different impact, wouldn't you agree? Stop! What are they doing? Stop. Maybe I'm not gonna do female voices today. Maybe there's gonna be only male voices today. A far cry from the wood and paper most of our buildings are constructed from. It's certainly unfamiliar. But I think there's more to the differences than just construction materials. What is this place again? This is the Lord Chief Justice Office, Naruhodo-san, in the Supreme Court of Great Britain. The Lord Chief Justice. We had instructions to report here at this time, if circumstances were different. We were supposed to let the Lord Chief Justice know that we had arrived from Japan. What did I press? Should not have pressed that. But Kazuma can't. No. So instead we're here in a different capacity, as envoys to report the news of Kazuma-sama's death. Yes. And having delivered his or her message, an envoy's duty is done. So we'd have to return to Japan. If we want to remain here in Great Britain, I have to take Kazuma's as the law student selected for the study tour. Yes, which means you need requisite qualifications as a lawyer. Which is I have been always studying for. Here in Great Britain, it is the Lord Chief Justice who approves lawyers. So that's the second reason why we're here. To have you officially recognized as a lawyer. It's the only way we'll be able to remain here in London. I'm hoping I'm up to scratch. Oh, good morning! Sorry to keep you waiting. Aha! Oh. I trust you aren't too exhausted after a long voyage from Japan. It seems I'm 1 hour 12 minutes and 47 seconds late. My apologies. Oh, no, don't mention it. We were never happier than when we're standing around with nothing much to do. How fortunate. Who is this spiffing posh gentleman, I wonder? Who is that? Strongheart. I am Miles Strongheart, Lord Chief Justice of the British Empire. Oh, and I feel like a little mouse under an elephant's foot. Come on, Mr. Naruhodo, don't be a mouse. It's an honor to meet you, Lord Chief Justice Strongheart. I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo from Empire of Japan. Well, Mr. Naruhodo. Welcome to London, the capital of our glorious British Empire! Oh, yes, thank you. Look at this menace and metal giant facing each other across the room. I believe they are suits of armor. Alright. I thought maybe we were like lion dogs we have in Japan guarding shrines. Not at all. In fact, in Europe, suits of armor like this are always possessed by evil spirits, you know. And they roam around in the middle of the night. Really? There's nothing you don't know, Mr. Susato? Mrs. Susato? The book tells me everything I need to know about everything. If you're ever unsure, just ask. Where did she get that incredible tome from? Okay, done looking around. Said done looking around. Let's talk to this gentleman. Talk about London. So, what are your impressions of our capital so far? How do you like London? Well, I've been so nervous ever since I got here that I can't remember a single thing about the city. It's simply splendid, isn't it, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh. We had a wonderful view of some London streets from the carriage, on our way here from the station. Everything is so impressive and grand. I must say, I'm always lost for words. I'm glad to hear you like it. The city boasts tramways, piped water and gas, even cables, supplying electricity. We spearhead every revolutionary technology in the world. Every visitor to London is astounded. Oh yes, astounded is the word. And everyone seems so jolly and full of vigor. Yes, there's much excitement about the upcoming great exhibition we will be hosting here in London. Great exhibition? Cultural and technological achievements from around the globe are to be exhibited here in our great city. It will be the greatest spectacle of its kind in history, and we will make Paris World Fair look like a toy shop. Gosh, I can hardly imagine how magnificent it's going to be. Great Britain's capital city is nothing but magnificent. London is the center of modern world. Even if you do say so yourself. The sun will never set on our great empire. Perhaps it is fate that in these progressive times we welcome visitors from the land of the rising sun. Lord Chief Justice. I think you were expecting a student of law for the study tour, weren't you? Absolutely. Mr. Kazuma Asogi, if my memory serves. It's Asogi. That's right. The British government has already been telegraphed a full report of the situation. I understand that a young man lost his life aboard the steamship bound for our shores. That is amazing. The news reached him even before we arrived. My country naturally extends its deepest condolences to yours. Oh, thank you. And you honored this appointment specifically to inform me of the news? Yes. We are here in the capacity of envoys from Japan to report the sad news in person. They tell me you Japanese are a people of protocol and courtesy, and I see that is true. And it is with some regret that must inform you that the death of this young lawyer means the study tour arrangement can no longer proceed. If you would just hear us out, Lord Strongheart. Oh, what do you have to say, madam? It is about study tour. Mr. Naruhodo here would like to make a proposal. Would he now? Well, Mr. Naruhodo. This is it then. The moment of truth. The thing is, Lord Justice, Lord Strongheart, I was wondering if perhaps we would consider allowing the study tour to go ahead. Do not misunderstand me. Britain would ideally like to see the tour go ahead, but without a lawyer from your country, there's nothing to be done. Well, in that case, what if there was someone else, another lawyer from Japan? I mean... Is there something I don't know? Only a single lawyer was invited to Great Britain from your country, and that was Mr. Asagi. At least that's what has been I led to understand. Well, the thing is, this isn't going too well at all. I just can't seem to find the right words to say to this man. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm gonna ruin these things here and if I'm not careful. What am I gonna say? If there is someone here from Japan who could be described as a lawyer, it's me. It is me. It's me. I can do it. Is that so? I mean, I don't actually have any qualifications as such, but... No qualifications, you say? And yet you still claim to be a lawyer. I have acted as a lawyer in court before. Only once, as it happens. And I had Kazuma to help me. And I was the accused. But just details. I've been spending every spare moment on the journey here to Great Britain studying. I have learned all about British law and court proceedings while I was on board of SS Buria. The voyage from Japan is some 50 days, I believe. Not what you might call a full education. To become a qualified lawyer here in Britain, not only do you need to study in university for a degree, you must also complete several years of training. I realize it's far too short of a period of time, but I can't just go back to Japan. Kazuma, Mr. Asagi's journey had only just begun. Coming here on this study tour was all he thought about. I have to carry on and do everything he planned to. I know it might sound like I have an overly inflated opinion of myself, but I would do anything to prove that I have what it takes. Just one chance, that's all I'm asking for. Please. 31 seconds. Sorry? Your opening statement there, Mr. Naruhodo. It was 31 seconds long. Not too brief, not too protracted. A perfectly judged appeal, I would say. Which is a skill that would stand you in good stead as a lawyer. Oh, thanks. So, you're willing to put this worth to trial, are you? Well, I'm all in for entertainment. Huh? But let me ask you one thing first, sir. Yes? You say you intend to do everything Mr. Asugi planned to do. Are you firmly set on that path? Well, yes, that's my intention. I see. Am I imagining things? Or did his expression just alter a fraction of all of a sudden? Very well. You have your wish. I'll give you a chance. A test to become a specially certified lawyer. Whether you pass or fail is entirely down to you. Really? Nani? So what form of test will it be exactly? Tell me, Mr. Naruhodo, what do you consider the role of a lawyer to be? Well, defending people, of course. Well said. So, let's have you defend someone. Huh? Your timing is perfect, in fact. There's an apt trial about to begin later today. No advocate has been appointed for the defense as yet, so this will be welcome news. Today? Straight away? If you manage to secure a verdict of not guilty, you'll have passed my test. What could be simpler? How do I get myself into these situations? Well, I could ask what sort of trial is this, Lord Strongheart? Yes, good question. Ah, I remember. It's a murder trial of murder! Of course. An extremely simple case, I understand. You really can't lose. That's easy to say. But I shouldn't mention, just in case, if the defendant is found guilty, he will, of course, be sentenced to capital punishment. Capital punishment? He'll be put to death? Here in Great Britain, the murderers are sent to the gallows, without exception. Presumably you read that much in your short sea-based introduction to British law. We can't possibly agree to such a test. We would be toying with a man's life. I am the Lord Chief Justice and I have decided it's acceptable. But you can't do that, can you? There is no need to overcomplicate this. All you have to do is ensure that you don't lose. So the defendant may live or die depending on how well I perform in court? If I lose, he'll be hanged. Mr. Naruhodo, you've come to me claiming to be a lawyer. If you want me to take you seriously, you need to prove you're willing to do the lawyer's job, and you say you intend to see through the will of your compatriot, Mr. Asugi. I would like to understand just how far you're willing to go in order to make this happen. He's testing my resolve. What's the matter? You've fallen silent. I am sorry, but time is pressing. The trial begins shortly. I need an answer from you now. What will it be? What do I say? Do I agree to this absurd test? Good question, right? Do you do it? It's not an easy thing to decide, right? Like I'll do it. No need to overcomplicate things. Noroi, Noroi! So it's as expected, isn't it? Sorry? You have noble intention, but lack the resolve to see them through. The test is cancelled. Thank you for stopping by. Go and acquire your ticket for passage back to East. Yes, Lord Strongheart. Thank you for offering me a chance. Mr. Naruhodo. I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but what can I do? It's alright, I understand. You do? It's not an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in this circumstance, but resolve has absolutely nothing to do with it. What are you trying to say, madam? I think that what Miss Susato means is that no matter how bad I like to be recognized as a lawyer and study here in Great Britain, to risk another man's life by treating it as one his only chance to trial so trivially would be utterly unforgivable, and I feel exactly the same way. I'm sure the defendant wants to see the trial as a test, some kind of an experiment. A lawyer may fight for his client in court, but for each one of those clients, a particular day they stand in the dock may be the only chance they have to fight to prove their innocence. No, I was wrong. I'm not qualified to do that job yet. I'm sorry for wasting your precious time, Lord Chief Justice. Wait! Mr. Naruhodo! Oh, was there something else? It's approximately 20 minutes by carriage to the Old Bailey from here. If you leave immediately, you should still be there in time. But I just said that I was quite serious in what I was told, and I told you, the defendant in this case has literally no one to advocate for them. What? At this point, he can't hope to find someone to represent him. The trial will begin without a defense, and if that happens, there's only one possible outcome. He will receive the most severe sentence the judge can pass down. But that's awful! But that is the truth. Why do it have to be like this? Please, don't expect an answer for every question. The cold, hard truth of the matter is that there's only one person now with a chance to save this man from miserable end. And that is you! I am really his only hope? So, what do you say now, madam? Me? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? You said it wasn't an easy decision to choose whether to defend a man in these circumstances, and I agree. But in my estimation, it is purely and simply a matter of resolve. Our time is up here. I have a meeting to attend. I must leave in 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So, venture into the great city and enjoy! Right. Hello, Tyler. thank you for stopping by. If we're going to do this, I need to read all the things that's happening. Oh, the Old Bailey, huh? Venture in the great city and enjoy yourselves. Okay, what do we do here? Miss Susato, can I ask you something? Careful, from this position I perform a Susato takedown in an instant. I know. Mr. Naruhodo, you heard Lord Strongheart, the trial starts imminently. If I need to throw you, I will! You know, you can just say I think we should hurry to the courtroom. If you need to ask me anything, you had better wait until we're at the Old Bailey. How do I leave then? No, what's going on? Oh, thank you for follow, Tyler. Yes, this is my first time streaming to joystick, and I am not an experienced streamer at all. I've been streaming here and there on YouTube and Twitch, but I thought that maybe this place is more of a appropriate place for me. I don't know what is the delay, so I only see in your messages now. How do I navigate? Oh, I press move. Okay. The Old Bailey. Yeah, thank you, Tyler. Thanks for following. The first follower here. The Old Bailey, London's highest criminal court with an illustrious past. The Old Bailey. This is where I am to take my test and prove my worthiness as a lawyer. Let's catch a cab. 18th February, 9:45 a.m. Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber. Oh, thank goodness we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were going to rattle loose. Did you hear what I said at the driver when I climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from like Shoals stories, and it worked quite perfectly. Oh, how do I? You should read chat more often or enable chat sounds. How do I enable chat sounds? I only have one monitor, so I can't. How do I enable chat sounds? There's a tool icon top left. Oh, okay. I can do pop-out chat as well. Huh? Oh, okay. It says new chat sound enabled. Can you type something? And see if I can hear it. Oh yeah, I heard the ding. Okay, thank you for that. Now I won't be missing any messages to the chat. Oh, there's another viewer. 3 viewers now. Hello, another viewer. Welcome to stream. Gonna lurk for a bit now. What does that mean? Okay. Let's carry on with the game. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die and had to pay gold for the privilege. Oh well, at least we're right here before the trial started. I suppose there's that. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendants should be here, but still no sight of him at all. Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Tyler. Thank you. Thank you for following. Thank you for for your help. Thanks. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait isn't guarded. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. Oh yeah, I'm feeling so tense. My back is feeling very tense and my shoulders are also very tense. It's do you know why, chat? Do you know why? It's because I got carried away with the game and streaming and anxiety, and I forgot about breathing and breathing patterns, and that it is actually the most important thing that you can do to yourself is that you breathe consciously. So let's fix that. Inhale, relaxation. You inhale, tension. Inhale, relaxation. Exhale, tension. Also posture, check. Abdomen muscles, check. Chest muscles, check. And I think we're good to go. I'm not feeling as tense. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're defending is, I imagine he's feeling very alone at this moment. Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir? What are you doing? Following me here? Things are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would ya look at those expressionless faces from the east, are you? Oh, we're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan, is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do you need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely penny to her name. And all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, we haven't found a place to stay yet. No. Tis grand. Well, let me start by giving you those 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. No. 1,000 guineas! Please, Miss Susato, you don't have to shout. But 1,000 guineas is enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? That is nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I have enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! He hit me in the eye! Don't get me wrong, fella, I'm not giving ya no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, this is a little embarrassing. This trial's about to begin, see, and for me, a good self here, I'll be in the dark. So now, what do you want to do? Just come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh well, the thing is, don't worry about a thing. All you have to do is stand up there next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you'll see, trial's going to start without me having any kind of representation at all. So it was true. The Lord Chief Justice wasn't making this all up. I'm terribly sorry to have you ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Blustering blazes! Do you not know who I am? Me? One of London's biggest names! No, sorry, we only just arrived in the city, you see. I see, I suppose this is altogether impossible. Well, just next to the Hyde Park, that is in the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? This called McGiggle Park, full of blossoming flowers in the spring and the singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park? In central London? City of Smiles, that's my vision of London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city. His square old people. That's amazing, I mean, really extraordinary. But now the girl said I'm good for nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. What is the matter with London police, can I ask you? Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo? Perhaps now it would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. McGill, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands. What was I after saying, you daft idiot? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stop there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to stop. What? Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Sorry? I think I know what you're thinking. This Chancellor of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why in the blazes can't he hire the finest lord of all of England? Because he did it! That's the only explanation. Well? Well? What? What? I'm lost. Not at all. Not at all, although it's a little strange, to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer? I mean... That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry? Did he just say Reaper? Aye. The Grim Reaper of Bailey, Lord Barak van Zykes. He is the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Zykes stand for prosecutions, they call accused the sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which has been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What?! So it's reached a desperate situation, when there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's the living legend of the Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Barak van Zykes. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor then. Talented isn't a word you're looking for, madam. It's... cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned and his counsel. Please make your way into the courtroom. The trial's about to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, this time, well done, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Until you showed your face here, I'd made up me mind, so I had. Sorry. I decided I'll have to defend myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance as student of law, wouldn't you know? It's no accident, I can assure you of that. This fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. Oh, my feet are very warm. My feet are so warm. My feet, like... I am sitting here barefoot and my feet are so warm. You know why? You know why my feet are so warm? Good blood circulation. So anyway, I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Narahuda. A man who's no one, he'll have to stand alone in a courtroom armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would have never allowed to happen. Counsel for defense, what are you doing? If you're late for the start of the trial, you'll lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm gonna manage this. Agent February and I am the Old Bailey Court. So this is the first court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different to Supreme Court in Japan. Feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country determining a person's guilt or innocence, it's always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yeah, yes, what? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Oh! In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I now call upon the counsels of the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. What voice should I do for Van Zykes? What kind of possible voice would guide this? How this guy would even sound like? Okay, watch me. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look like fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim into the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh yes, of course. Sorry. I thought he asked if the defense was ready. And I couldn't be farther from ready even if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponis. They shroud in fear your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quiet essential look of sacrificial lamb. A cold shiver ran down my spine all the way to the tips of my toes. Now, Mr. Gilded. Yes, my lord. You stand accused of murder, a capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner? As I was saying, my lord is granting to give opportunities to the young, even if the fellow is a student from some little island and moving far east. It's not the British way to ignore the danger to itself and give those less fortunate a fair chance. I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do Great British Empire proud. What a fine gentleman of London. Your hero fighter is 5,000 pounds more. Oh wow. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. Surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him. Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you that you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you ready to proceed? Yes, my lord. If the task is to send riders to gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready. Very impartial. As a manner of his lordship always says, he should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree. Ha! Any criminals here should be wishing when never set eyes on me. I feel a chill. Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Must finish these mitts for my grandson. Ah, Mr. Naruhodo, those people are... The jury, yes, that's something we don't have in Japan yet. Probably not to this day, huh? That's right, I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of the 6 jurors. The judge passes sentence according to the law, but the jurors determine the guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors give their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes. Prosecutor Van Zykes. My lord. It's been a number of years since you've been here in the courtroom. I thought you renounced your fame. I am known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord. So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Oh, why did he choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo. As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the ones here who aren't only aware. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was making of building bricks known in the community as Fry Mason. Sorry? Fries? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible. The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus in series of the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's the autopsy report from the investigators and medical officers in Scotland Yard. Thank you, counsel. I shall accept and photograph as the evidence. The autopsy report has been added to the court record. A report prepared by the Scotland Yard coroner. It gives the cause of death as internal hemorrhage as a result of the single stab wound in the abdomen. Crime scene photograph. A photograph of the victim taken on the omnibus. The knife in his abdomen is clearly visible, but his face is partially obstructed from view by an old crooked hat. And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit votes as well. And these are... Good lord! Is that blood, counsel? Yes, my lord. Seems like for this one whole right for this film. This gore fog glove was taken from the house of the accused and he was right. What? Mr. Gilded's glove had blood on them? Oh, that's not good. Yes, I will accept those as evidence as well. The defendant slid the gloves. The leather gloves the defendant was wearing at the time of the incident. There's a blood on the right glove. How did I get into this? I am backed into the corner before I even started. Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there are only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time. Only 2? Obviously, one of those passengers was a deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Oh. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what do you say? Well, of course, I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGillet, to be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whether I am in a carriage, I am taken with a fierce tiredness and I always succumb to it. Ah, you claiming to have been asleep. This motion of carriage, my lord, clearly, and so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, there was a desperate sight before me, the body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life. Now I ask yours, what good-hearted soul wouldn't rush to help a fellow bleeding on his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about me gloves now, was I? I reached out to give a man a hand. So the blood got into the gloves then, after the man had been killed. Unfortunately, that statement of the driver is the only beginning. What? Not all? I have a multiple witnesses to the precise moments in which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed. Order! When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and no witnesses to the crime. This is not just a compelling evidence. It's a nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we'll hear the testimony from this witness first of all. Your wish is my command. Please bring the witnesses in at once. Witnesses, their names and occupations. My name is, well, everyone calls me Beep. I drive the omnibus in the East End. Bruce Fairplay. I am a banker in the city. My name is Frost. Lady Frost. I make hats for gents. Let's again why confirm in the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand or in the non-new bus witnessed in the operations incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right. Yes, sir. That's right, sir. Very well then, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. What the witnesses saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside of the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife into his guts. That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did, couldn't help it. As soon as I heard scream, I stopped my bus and saw it too. Unambiguous testimony, I must say. Exactly, my lord. This man witnessed the incident in the only was the Ace Attourney. I'd like to ask a question, may I? Yes, counsel! Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. Why not? Well, the incident took place inside the moving car, didn't it? Has something clear stated from the outside here. Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way that could have seen the inside of a moving carriage. Hawk Fane. I heard that civilizations in East nations was a good center behind your own. But here I am London yourself, but really so ignorant about the omnibuses. Huh? Tell me, my Japanese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus? Oh no. I only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see for ourselves the actual scene of crime there is. What? Do you mean? The actual scene? How? The carriage is designed to be moved after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today, in this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Believe. Bring forth the freaking omnibus. So that's the omnibus, an omnibus. The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is full by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passenger seats inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. If London, you notice that the west view of the city architecture, and 5 as a vehicle on top from the omnibus. As I should point out to a foreign guest, that there's the skylight in the roof allowing a view of the interior from the seat above. A skylight? Oh! It depends out at last. I see. They still ventil and occupying the top roof seats in the omnibus when the murder happened. This is how I can witness the gruesome incident through the skylight. Ah, that makes perfect sense. Well, Counsel, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into courtroom. There is never an important caduceus made inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as the evidence. That is the prosecution to this. Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence. Omnibus. The 8-seated omnibus, that was the scene of a crime. I forgot what kind of voice I was doing for this card. I had like late 40s, early 50s PSA voice, and I forgot what was it. The 8-seater omnibus, that was... No! What was the voice, chat? What was the voice? I forgot the voice. I forgot my voice. The 8-seater omnibus, there I forgot my voice. The 8-seater... No. The 8-seater omnibus, that was the scene of a crime. There were passengers. Ah, yes. The 8-seater omnibus, that there was an... Yes. Look, I almost got it. The 8-seater omnibus, that was the scene of the crime. There were passengers, both inside the carriage and on the roof of the deck that night. It's like a judge's voice, but toned down. I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving an omnibus thorough examination, seeing as it here. Let us continue these proceedings then. Your cross-examination, counsel. Afraid I don't exact this point straight to understand the intricacies of a British court cross-examination rights. Concentrate on your breathing. Alright, my first cross-examination in the British court. Focus, Randowski. Focus. Cross-examination. What the witnesses saw. It was the last blast of the union, so I had a few customers who remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged the knife right through his guts. That's right, he stopped him, I screamed, I did, I couldn't help. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Alright, so when it happened, the only two people in closed cabin area were the victim and the defendants, and so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man trying to defend, do the deed. I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here. What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. Gilded really innocent? Or could it be... Before we jump to conclusions, our first task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment. Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witnesses' statements. Again, a little more carefully this time. Was the last bus of the evening. The victim of the man accused killed him or sat next to each other inside the bus. Next to each other. It's like this, here and here, not across, but next to each other. Then out of the blue, Eclipse just reached over and plunged the knife into Guts. He stabbed him, I screamed and I couldn't help. I heard the scream and I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Alright, what happened is the only two people in the closed cabin area were the victim and the defendant, and... So help me, freehold people? Wait. Wait, what's happening? Okay, press. Oh, we have 4 viewers. Hello, thank you for coming to the stream. Yes, I think it was some time after 10, wasn't it? Yes, sir, that's right, sir. Yes, even so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact. And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, so that's correct? Yes, that's right, sir. Now we're all traveling the same parts of the bus, of course, though, no. And never know the passengers when the incident took place. No one elided, for example. Quite right, that sir. No other passengers like that. No, none. Nobody fled the crime scene, and I have to say that the boss insists on running. He does every evening. That's the last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say. What do you mean by that? Well, that being so cold and everything and only making 20 pence or the run, see. Yes, I spent that much on the pub on the way home just trying to warm up again. Oh, okay, we need to actually examine the evidence here, I think. Do we not? Hello? So that's a knife, and that's Guts thing. There's a button missing for some reason, like in JoJo's. Oh, chat, I think you're gonna see my cat. Yep. Hello. Hey, Jaji. What's up, my man? Sup, Jaji? Please no steppy on the keyboard, okay? Thank you. Okay, so that's that person. Victim name Fried Mason male, age 54, occupation brickmaker. Time and cause of death 15th of February, 10 to 11 p.m. Stabbed once in the abdomen with a knife while journeying through an omnibus. Died due to internal hemorrhage and resulting from trauma. That's probably not gonna help. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to see your first day in London. Nothing will come from ground below. No, by the way, Mr. McGill is right-handed? Yes, I believe so. He was toying with the coin in his right hand little earlier. Pity, if only he had been left-handed. I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Okay, is there anything else here? Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? The scene of murder, it's horrible. It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Well, large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. And there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch in any of the descriptions, so I suppose it can't be opened from the inside the cabin at least. Ah, that's a poster for the great exhibition that's due to start in 6 months. A lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such grand event. But it's not what I meant. I want to click on this. Can't find anything out of place. Okay, but... That's blood soaked into the seat, the victim's obviously. Yes, and the seat would be clearly visible from the roof deck. Will you really stop someone in full front view of the other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark and there was a lamp on me, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see anything outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Or maybe we can qualify it as a manslaughter, which is a whole different beast in the judicial system, I believe. Okay. What else? Okay. This seat has a handle, it seems. Hey! This looks like all sorts of equipment might be needed to keep the omnibus running. Feeding tubs, tools to repair wheels, blankets, horseshoe. So it's a storage compartment for the coachman to keep the things. Doesn't seem to be any space for passengers to show their luggage, that's for sure. Well... Wait, can the culprit hide in here? Lobo62 is following. Hey, thank you. Thank you for the following. Okay, how do we... Have I seen enough? Let's step back outside then. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Get back inside. Get in there, Bob. Been playing a lot of Overwatch lately. Oh, I think we're actually stepping outside. So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up here. So people sit here all the way on the bitter winter nights with the cold air rushed past them? And they have to pay money to do so? Can't imagine how cold it must feel. It just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment? Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late. Chat, is there anything out of place here? The four people who are watching, can you see anything out of Phoenix Wright Omnibus? What? What is that, foreshadowing or something? You can certainly see the inside of carriage through this opening, that's for sure. Yeah, and there's a lamp in the cabin. Witnesses would be able to see quite clearly. That's not good for us. Oh yeah, that's not good. Probably very not good. I'm not seeing anything. Chat, I'm desperate. Yada yada. So it was late, and the coroner report says it is late. Single stab wound, knife in the abdomen, close, the omnibus.
Hold it!
Just like that? For a fair donking, hard-working city banker is not considered trustworthy in these days. Oh no, didn't mean that. Perhaps you could just tell us what you saw? My lord. Juror number 3, what is the meaning of this? My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up. Made up of what? I don't like this stinking rich, never enough. They always up to something or other they shouldn't be, every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exceptions. He can't fool me. There's no point wasting time listening to any more of this. It's my opinion on the matter anyway. That's precisely what I was about to say. As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set good example to my fellow jurors. What the? What is happening? Let me see. Yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts. With fire! Apparently, yes, while for the innocent and black for guilty. As 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one they each cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice as they saw moments ago. So those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does it mean? Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm even more worried than I was before. Very well. The court acknowledges the change in jury stands. Counsel for defense, please continue your cross-examination. This is a nightmare. Let's just try. He stabbed him. I screamed. I did. Couldn't help it. As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped my boss. And then I saw it too. Alright, so when it happened, the only 2 people enclosed the cabin were the victim and the defendant, and so help me, for you all people saw that. What am I supposed to think here? Let's listen to the witness status again, a little more carefully. That's what I'm interested in. That's right. When you sit up on the top deck of the window right there at 2 feet. There was a lamp on the inside, so I had pretty good view. The 2 of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded. How can you be so sure? Well, how can I put it politely, Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of a rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, only 2 people inside the closed cabin. For the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGill. There's no room for doubt here. I really wish there was. Then out of the blue, the accused just reached and stabbed him. That's right, he stabbed him. But did you see it? He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting on the top roof deck, were you? Yes, that's right, sir. I was on the roof seat. I remember seeing the little giant sitting next to the fellow that was stabbed. I'd been thinking about new hand designs, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around. Then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right from his belly. That's huge, great knife. A grim sight, indeed. That didn't help me at all. Jury, look like even more fixed that. That appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilvy is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter this suspicion. Mr. Fist. Oh yes, yes, sir. This is a knife. Just so. Oh, good grief, yes, sir, that's it. Oh, wait. Oh, good grief, yes, that's it. That is where you want, sir. Is that? Yes, Consul, this is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly like a stake through a heart. That is a blade of considerable size, Consul. I too wield a blade of a considerable size. It is, and furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned permanently with the certain initial. The letter M is seems a bit familiar. Please no. M for Magnus House? On one gilded, possibly? Take your pick. Since this article in London is made a magnificent mistake.
Objection!
But there are M's everywhere, yes, like Mason.
Objection!
This lady is flat to extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have on. No. The victim had found a body stolen certainly belongs to the accused. Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel. Where's the weapon? A largish knife that was found lodged into the victim's abdomen. Its quality and fancy ornamentation suggest it might be quite valuable. My lord, if you forgive the interruption. Juror number 2, go on! Mr. McGill is a pillar of society and a gentleman, and gentlemen, what word should be. However, those of us in service know that we must accept hard truth. Wait, what are you about to do? Dispose of the rubbish. Harsh. No! I don't wish to cause offense, but I would like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I have painstakingly typed there. What? I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. As such, I am now in a position to draw one logical conclusion. Oh, chat, we're so fucked. Not again. That's 4 of 6. We only 2 left. We had it. Every time I press this witness for more information, I can make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. Suppose I just keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks might fly. We mustn't give up hope. We'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. Do I really want to? I need to keep calm and listen to witnesses. as soon as I heard about...
Hold it!
What exactly did you see? Oh well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. You just collapsed on the floor. He was. But the passenger, obviously you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And then the other passenger had that knife in his hand, like this. Why the other passenger? You obviously are referring to the accused Mr. Magnus McGildis. And then he planted out like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? Oh, that doesn't add up. My lord, I wish to speak. Yeah, yes, juror number 5. Do I take that you too? As the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent. It would be right to make the decision before hearing all the facts, though I said to myself, but I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind. Gee up now, Silver Blaze, the finish is in sight. Oh no. Pep was a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're the toad go kind, sir. Oh, this too unkind, sir. It now means that the 5 jurors agree to condemn this man. Defendant Junior, juror number 6. Yes, dear, what can I do for you? You showed the testimony of witnesses to the stand. Oh yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. And pray tell, what do you yet to pronounce your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park around this time of day and sit at the night bench and get all on with my day. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. My Gilded Park is called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life. He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right! A man like that wouldn't stop someone, surely. Mother, may we go to my Gilded Public Library and borrow some more books? How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of man he is? Philanthropist, Mr. Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. But where did that wealth come from? Your client is a Psylocke, sir, and one with the darkest of the souls. What? Stand the crows. From Gilded lends money at extraordinary rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties have deserted you, I saw, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Was my man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety, not have a carriage of his own? what possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will become no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it all be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his death. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He has not a shilling worth to repay his debt, and in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life, by the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGill. I think that this guy, Van Dyke, is just way too perfect, so I had to make him this derpy voice, or else he's just like, you know, too good. He's good looking, he has a cape and great hair. He's probably bisexual, and like he's just too good, you know. And I like it's very imbalanced, and I needed to handicap him somehow. So this is how he speaks in the courtroom. I don't believe it! If I might add something briefly, Miss Chateau. You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. But where is the evidence to support your claim? He even drinks wine in the courtroom like he doesn't give a fuck. Right, I give this discourtesy of feeling my hollow solace in the court of law. Ah, there it is! Oh, Lord Van Dyke's hollow chalice! How can this be considered acceptable? I find myself in exceptionally good humor. I had heard slowly from the Far East with so great courage, but I did not expect to experience it myself. As judicial assistant to the defense, I'm simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is a debtor's ledger, which details all money loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside. Oh. Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. The debtor's ledger, a catalog of people who had borrowed money from defendant at high rate of interest. It includes the victim who owned 20 guineas. Oh yes, 20 guineas! The victim owned a considerable sum. And the accused had made quite certain he had amply recompensed. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eyes. Flattered, madam. That is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a little part too. What a scoundrel. Still, maybe it's all for the best. Wait a minute, let's think about this. I don't stand for nonsense. According to this encyclopedia of British law, when all the members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. This is what it says here. Oh, the final verdict. It's over then. Oh. There's a footnote though. A footnote. However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for the swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Miss Susato, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before the footnote in your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense. What did you say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. And it says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. A summation examination. Summation examination. From which century has that tome you have been extracted? Judging from the binding, I would say a book at least 50 years old. Shredding modern text in British law wouldn't even give such thing quite a procedural medicine. It's a relic, not forgotten. It's certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of your luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Susato? A so-called summation examination? One moment, and I'll read about it. You've had demanded rights and procedure before you even understand what it entails. Sure, typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Nahodo, I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, you will have to be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change the lenient and reverse the decisions. And they say that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse the decisions? Yes! In times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. So it rather fell out of use. Wonder why? Because it was devoid of purpose. Sentencing just one member of the jury mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assess his right to try this in this day and age. Glad we're not one of those. Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Narahuda? Summation examination. Our last possible options. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? Assert our right. Rights are taken and not given. The defense wishes to assert its right to summation examination.
Objection!
My lord. Okay, I gotta. What's it called? I've been offered a credit card, and not a needy credit card. Do I have sound even? Wait, my sound's not working. Why is my sound not working? Oh, it is working, okay. Oh. Wow, this call just threw me off balance. We have duty to the world to exemplify the very high standards of decisional procedure. Summation, examination, or embarrassment that should remain pure. But if it's alright, it's alright! I believe it could prove vital in this trial. The defense petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of jury ready? Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received. You see, all members of jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they reached their decision. On what grounds? You must all justify your decision and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty. Well, my lord, you're rather putting up on spot. This is much too regular, not to mention this was made before. I really all this all justified, lord. That seems to have thrown jurors off. It seems none of them have experienced this before. Alright then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practice in law has attempted for years, isn't it? Well, but just maybe, it might be the opportunity you've been looking for to turn this trial around. So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. The court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. There's no one else in the cursed time, so it has to be him. I trust the driver, his excellent memory it seems. 4 passengers, with fares totaling 20 pence. He's top of the shop, like this, brazen I must say, absolutely brazen. I have simply typed and counted all the statements made thus far and have drawn the logical conclusion. You can trust the guild, fares are on model, we haven't raised prices. 4 years. The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. What? What? What did he say? I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed on it. Some of the jurors don't seem to have... Let's see what I can do. We need to get 6 other people to change their minds. I have to throw everything at them and use some very persuasive language. Just a moment, Mr. Nahuda. According to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh! That was going to have the icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then, they reach their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see? You please will sound like excuses. In fact, you could recoil on you the more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may have been. That's on earth. What? Oh dear, I'm just citing what I read about British law, Mr. Nahuda. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, the key to the process is the juror's own voice to make your arguments. What do you mean? Well, 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of public. They may appear to present a united front, but in truth they're not. They are complete strangers who happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way they break them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each of the members has to say, and see if we can define any contradiction. If we can, then we construct the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. I see. So it's contradictions and the jurors... This is similar to regular cross-examination. Oh yes! I suppose you're right. Can we start the proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I am expecting a clear and concise rebuttal. Yes, my lord. Fell arms one and only. Thank you for following, my friend. There was no one inside the carriage at the time should have been how to win him. I trust the driver has excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. He started sharp right next to him. Brazen, I say. Absolutely brazen. I simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and draw logical conclusions. You can trust the bill, fair fares or no more, we haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years. This is it.
Objection!
These 2 statements clearly contradict each other. They do. Explain yourself, counsel! Mia, oh dear, what have I said? I swear on silver blaze, money and name, I haven't in the first idea what you're talking about. According to the group testimony we heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus at night in question. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo. Quite right, precise details. And juror number 5 also told us that the fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence. This is it, a fair and convenient single piece, just the way London carriages should work. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts. Why, man, why? 4 passengers paying 4p each if you do the multiplication. It would be 16 pence. Exactly, as I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence in fact. Or precisely 1 person's fare. 1 person's fare! Yes, in other words, the omnibus that night. It's distinctly possible. There was another passenger. Good gracious! This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, and all. Trustworthiness is our word. The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. I beg your pardon! Mr. Guildmaster, I think ought to consider this trial were to end now. The news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that nefarious character ride on the omnibus. Alright then, how do I make it so miserable trial end? Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the scales. Hold your horses, the coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do I have to... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo. Yes. This is all very irritating. Begging your pardon, sir, I'm going to do the same. For the love of Mike, not you as well. A penny can be the difference between a smile and a cheer after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exact standards in financial matters. Oh really? I for one think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses. Again. Oh well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it! If we can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. 2 more actually. There's something else that bothered me about a couple of their assertions. Then that's where you must strike next. So I need to pit 2 more jurors against each other and show as another contradiction in their assertions. Exactly, you can do it! Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination. I'm changing my leaning to innocent. I should like to hear what the sleep-hot bookkeeper has to say for himself. Stuck the shop to it. That's next to him, brazen, absolutely brazen. Beppo, the trial has to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption. Not guilty, I say. This scoundrel stabbing a poor man on the floor, I beg I believe.
Objection!
2 statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, counsel! Post haste! Oh dear me, I was only needing a jumper for my other half. What is all crap trap? Why does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We heard from more than one witness that they all allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stopped the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see I'm busy here? How would you say that the defendant stopped the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do you? It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said. Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true. Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me? Is it? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stopped the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stopped the poor man after he had collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move. Take a look at these 2 jurors. He struck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stopped the poor man after he collapsed on the floor. Well, I never! They're stabbing in totally different directions. What? Bless my stitches, what a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh, but why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that the trial ends at this point. We may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen? In all the good consciousness. Lies, you say? Oh dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. The scales? I don't believe it. Wait. Hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious eastern sorcerer. This is magic. Magic! On us all. If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Answer me, this dark jinx! Me? What exactly is the problem? What of these 2 witnesses have slightly different recollection of events? What of it? Let's say Sherlock did stop the victim and he sat next to him on the omnibus. And this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Sherlock stabbed him again. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that? Why are you calling it dandy, sir? Why I should take this knife to you? Why are you calling old? Why I should take this needle to you? They're ready to kill each other now. Like, that could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the 2 witnesses at 2 different moments? It's out of the question! Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman. What is it, you dark jinx? Come on with it! What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question. What are you talking about, man? How you gonna possibly say that? Do you realize that I'm only doing my job? As foreman of the jury, I have responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what I want to see. I say the 2 witnesses saw different moments of the same crime. say that as the question. Show me some proof! As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by the autopsy report.
Take that!
This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once. Only once! It's just quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. Which means the witness can't possibly have seen two different times? Alright, I concede defeat. My oh my. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty. Damn it, Mr. Naruhodo, we've won. What are you playing at, dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me. But we had consensus. I said shut your trap. I know a lie will deceive one. And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this other sharp blade and save every last hair of his head. Ooh. Please tell me he's a barber. Oh well, in quite remarkable turn of events, the defense summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate, and the trial must continue. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and the witness to return to their places. I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Van Zykes, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. No, do I have to do his voice again? Please. Holy saber, there is aroma of carmine contents of this hollow salice. Its may seal the crust into dust. Pray forgive the discourses. Lord Van Zykes. It's cold in here, it's just me. As you are antiquated type and no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during some Mason examination. So I honor the deadly silence and listen to the charade. It seems our overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There's nothing so hard to prove as the self-evident truth that would seem. No, and why else would we grace the court from this our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. And for that I'm gonna take off my cape and reveal my second form. And next round next time. Yes, for my voice is quite tired. I've been doing that for 2 hours now. And we're gonna save here. Like really, 02/02 2022, last time I played this game. Okay, and exit. Save them. Save. Is that meowing that I'm hearing, chat? Do you think could it be meowing? Could it be meowing that I'm hearing? I wonder. Okay, so anyway, thank you everyone for being here. Thanks to Tyler for being active on chat. Thanks for three people who totally followed my stream. I quite enjoyed streaming to joystick for the first time, and maybe next time I'll spice up the stream somehow. So anyway, thank you for being here.